Everyone, and welcome you all on this YouTube channel of Unacademy, IELTS, and I'm your educator, Uday Shankar. And today we are going to discuss a very keen, very interesting topic of IELTS. Yes, it's IELTS topic, and in that IELTS topic, we are going to discuss about writing. This is going to be a very quick discussion, and we are going to take it very forward. And this time, who are aspiring for IELTS, who are all an aspirant of IELTS students, who are in school, who are in colleges, who are a working professional, everybody is going to be very benefited out of it. And that I can assure for. So this initiation of an academy in YouTube is a very great platform for you to ponder every skill, every knowledge, and each and every bit of areas of corners where there is no interest of some students, where there is no view or some shower of knowledge of some students, there where they lose the marks. That's what we are going to ponder today. We are going to understand writing in its basic level. We are not going to understand writing as if we are going to write a novel or a story, but we are going to write understand the writing as basic as possible, as clear, as simple as possible, because that's what it makes to be a better foundation for you. So going forward, we will start with some basic tips, start with some basic knowledge about what is writing, how we can take it forward, and how we can understand different skills which is associated in writing. So, for the first step, what is writing? In all the classes, it is very necessary whenever you're preparing for something. If you're preparing for your 10th examinations, or your 12th board, or IET or UPSC, in examination needs you to know. You should know it very better, like why it is so. What is that? All the WH questions for your side should be clarified, should be very clear at times. But once you do that, and only once you do that, you will be atoning, you will be attaining a different level of understanding, and that's where a new skill is born inside you. Not before that. Because many students, many aspirants think that me dedicating some time and effort towards this writing, or towards speaking, or towards listening or reading will make me a good writer, listener, speaker, reader. But the thing is, the more and deeper you understand, lot of putting an effort is not required, but a lot of understanding is required. Lot of question paper solving is not required. Lot of getting to know the skill is required. So understand your preparation, understand your approach towards any new subject, and you will change the way the output has been. You will change the way the results has been for you till now. Because many students are there, many aspirants are there who come to me and say, Uday, I don't know why I have been giving IELTS for like three times, four times. I'm still getting point 0.5, point 0.2, that kind of a score only. And I'm just being stuck in 6.5. Sometimes it goes to 6, sometimes it goes to 6.5, 6.5. I'm very frustrated now. What is the mistake? Or I can say, what is the gap which they have to fill? The gap which they have to fill is the gap of learning or knowing things, understanding things in a more keener, deeper, nuanced way, in a more minute way, the more basic level, right? Because before we construct any structure which is sky high, because writing is a very big topic. So as same as listening, reading, speaking, these are very major topics to understand. And these will take some time for you to understand. And if it is taking some time for you to understand, do not worry about it. Don't try to get it done within 20 days, getting 10 days, 15 days, 1 month. Take your own time, because not everyone is seen by receiving the knowledge. Because it is not just you going to get the knowledge, you have to receive the knowledge, and there is another step. After receiving the knowledge, you have to process it and implement. The sooner you implement, the sooner you can learn the skill. But implement. How many of us go to that level of knowledge? We do dedicate ourselves learning something new. We do dedicate ourselves listening to new things. But how much is our dedication towards implementing that? And if we start implementing things which is as it is, the trainer says, as it is, the teacher says, we will be very, very fast learner. But as we couldn't, and why our brain restricts to that, why our brain doesn't let us to implement everything which we learn, and we know that if I implement that, if my sir is saying, if my madam is saying to implement that, if I implement that, I know I'll be getting a better result. Still, I don't. Why? Because my brain restricts me. Understand this concept. My brain restricts me, telling that okay, you don't know the foundation of it. How can you ask me to build a structure over it? I tried building a structure over it. I tried it. But it fails, it falls, it breaks. What I have to do? What I can do for it? How can I build a big structure like writing, like speaking, and tell you that okay, you are skillful enough to go outside and produce and get the scores of 7, 7, 8.5. I can't because I don't know the basics. So this lesson today, we are going live with this basic lessons where you will understand some basic criteria, some basic knowledge, some foundations, and you will also learn how you can go ahead and produce yourself towards that preparation. Give yourself towards the preparation so that this time output will be different because your way of input is different. Is it still loop, right? The input and the output. If the process is same, the output will be same. Until unless you add more salt and pepper and masalas, this is not going to change the output. There is no different taste which you can expect that will be coming out. So it's important. It's very, very important for you to understand and also to let you that thing that yes, I know what is writing. I know what is listening. I know what is speaking. Tell me more about IELTS. This is a basic class. This is the skill. This is where you are going to learn about IELTS. This is where you are going to crack IELTS in flying colors. Because next time when you're going to write something, you're going to write with all these skills. And next time when you will pick up your pen and you will remember what exactly I'm going to do, or what exactly the writing means to me, or what exactly I'm going to deliver to my readers. Right? So just a moment. We'll take a quick look on the chats. Next time when you're going to write something, you're going to write next time when you pick up your pen and remember what exactly what exactly deliver years. Alright, let's start with some basic definition that what is writing. Writing is a medium of human communication. Yes, we are humans and we are the only being, only species in this earth who can write. We have seen many animals, we have seen many mammals drawing actually. I have seen those videos. It is very fascinating. It is very, very amazing actually to know that the elephant is going to draw. Elephant is drawing actually. The dog is writing something, right? So basically that's evolution. That's something that the animal is learning from humans. But humans are the only people who can recreate their thoughts in the paper. Understand the writing in the basic level. I'm going to go very basic on this. Humans are the only one who are going basic, very, very basic. Humans are the only one who are going, who are able to recreate all their thoughts, all their expressions, all their ideas, facts, opinions, feelings in a sheet of paper or any paper or any medium through written language. It might not be a language, but they can express themselves on writing. So it's only a medium of human communication. Because, see, basically, when I'm giving you a definition, each and every word has to be understandable. Yes. And communication. Is it necessary to need to include writing as a medium of humans that represents language with the signs and symbols? No, I have mentioned communication. If I write something like this, I have written something. I'm a human, and can you understand it? Now, writing or If it comes within the language barrier, if it comes within the language pillar, writing and speaking are output skills, right? Even reading. So all the skills has to be having a communication part. If you miss that communication part, if you miss that bridge to form, again you're going to lose the listener, the reader, the reciprocator of you, the counterpart of you. They will lose the interest. If you write like this, if I write like this, a whole novel, but it's so beautiful, so meaningful, and it will, touch your heart, shake yourself from inside. But will it do any good? Will it be doing any of such things as I said? Any of it? No. It's not going to do anything because you are not communicating with it. And then when I say communication, my writing must be at least understandable. The reader should understand me and my feelings and my thoughts and my expression and my facts and my opinion at the least. If he is readable, if the content is readable and understandable, the communication is established, not successful or not there. It's established. The signal has started to flow. And that communication should represent what? That communication should represent a language. I'm still trying to communicate with you with these three letters, but nobody is going to answer me like, what is this exactly? But if I want to communicate with you, I have to use a common tongue. I have to use a common language, and that's where our friend English comes up. And if English is there, like any other language in the world, may it be English, may it be French, may it be Bengali, may it be Marathi, may it be Tamil, may it be Punjabi, or may it be Spanish, any language. Every language has its own alphabets, it's their own signs, their own symbols, their own pronunciations. And if you hit that properly, if you get that properly, if you aim to attain or aim to completely understand those things properly, yes, you are a writer. And if you use those signs and symbols, which is there inclusive, which makes that language a language, if you use those signs and symbols and write something to communicate to other people or other human being, of course you are a writer. And this is what the writing definition looks like. And if when somebody asks you what is writing, writing is a medium of human communication that represents language with signs and symbols. Nothing can be omitted, nothing can be added, everything is perfectly placed in that place. So, whenever you go and write something next time, always remember the first point you have to make a communication bridge. Second point, you have to use signs and symbols. And when I say signs and symbols, this is the most interesting part. This is where gets more and more interesting, more and more deeper. When I say it's signs and symbols, it's a language. And when I say it's a language, every language has some rules and regulations. If you want to use that language, if you choose English to be your language, English is not choosing you. Understand this. English is not asking you to choose me as your mode of communication. You are choosing English because you feel it's a common tongue. I can cover a lot more people by using English than some very, very local language of my country. It might be very localized inside my country and I can cover only limited people. But if I use English, I can cover a very large number of people, and not only people, I can cover countries. So when you are using English, it's your responsibility to abide in the rules and regulations of that language. And when I say the rules and regulations of that language, everything we are going to discuss after this, it's all inside that. Yes, this is the major topic we are going to discuss today. How we have to write. And when I say how we have to write, the major part, the most important part which comes up is the rules, the regulations. If the rules and regulations are on the place, your writing is communicable. If you write, my name is Uday in a proper English, using all the rules and regulations, abiding the language English, You are communicable. Easily, anybody who knows English can understand what is this. Yes, he can understand or she can understand. Yes, this is the language. This is where he has written his name and declaring himself as Uday. That's understandable. So basically, you need to understand that language. If you're using language as English, you have to use its signs and symbols. You have to use ABCD to represent your expressions, your ideas. But at the same time, you have to also comply with the rules and regulations. You cannot deviate with that. And all the rules and regulations that I'm talking about are grammar, punctuations, and sentence structure. These are the essentials of writing, or I can also say some rules and regulations of writing. So these grammar, punctuations, and sentence structure are not so different. These are something which we have been telling or we have been told by our teachers, or we have been now telling to our students, our brothers and sisters, or our you know siblings and so. So yes, be proper in the grammar, be proper in the punctuation, be proper in the sentence structure. But what if we do a mistake in that? What happens when you do a mistake in your grammar, in your punctuations, or in your sentence structure? What really happens, and what really does matter? That we have to understand. And if you understand what is the essentialities of this, importance of this, why it is so much given a weightage, to understand that automatically next time you will pick up a pen, you will be very, very proper with these three things. So let's see if there is any chats available. So why grammar? Grammar is as important as a container to a water. Say for example, if you're looking at this video, I'm holding a glass which is made up of a glass, and inside it you can see the water level till here. Now tell me, my friends, if I pour this water or break this glass, or it has a crack or it has a hole, will my water stay? Will my water be put? Will my water be useful for me? Or how much I can rely on this water, or how much I can make this water usable for me or others? Very limited. Or I can say no. If I pour this or break this glass, the water will spill out. I can only clear it up, but I can't make it usable. I can't give it to somebody. I can't make it usable. Basically, this container, this glass is the grammar. Your language is as directionless, as meaningless, as disturbed, as scattered if you use a wrong grammar. Why? Because you can change the whole form of it. If I want to say something, if I want to convey something, if I don't use the proper grammar, you can do a lot of confusion, a lot of havoc in somebody's mind. And that person will never forget you. Not for the good communication, but you know what? But it's as important as this glass was holding the water. So without the grammar, your language, your approach, your English is meaningless. It's senseless. There is no use of it being produced, or there is no use of it being developed or told or pondered upon. There is no use of it. So it's very, very important for that. Right. The next part is the essentials of writing, and that is punctuations. Why it is important to have punctuation in our essay or in our writing? Because I have seen many times, many at times, students writing the whole essay, student writing the whole passage, and after a moment, they go and they do what? They go back to the essay and they put full stops, commas, hyphen, because that might make it more appealing. Is it a right way to do that? Or many of the students do not do that even. They forget, simply forget. And they just say, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I was in a hurry. I really didn't want to upset you, but I forgot. If this was a case, if this has been the case every time you write an essay or write a writing, and you don't understand what is the actually the essence of punctuation. Say, for example, I will be telling you a very, very famous example of this by using punctuation. There is one sentence, there is only one sentence which has two meaning depending on the way you put up a comma. And you might be noticing, comma can't be changing so much. Comma can't be so dominant, and comma can't be so important in case of writing. Say, for example, that example that I'm going to give you is, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, let's eat more. I'm hungry, let's eat more. The difference between the two sentences are one comma. In the first sentence, you are hungry and you want to eat your mother. That's bad. Why? Because you haven't put any comma there. Let's eat more. Let's eat more. You want to eat your more. That's all. That's all you are saying. And you're going to eat your mother. But in the second line, the second sentence, you're putting a comma after let's eat. You're inviting your mother, you're calling your mother, you're requesting your mother in the second sentence. Hey, come on, mom, let's eat. Let's eat together. Let's eat, mom. Both the sentences are same, but what difference did it made? What was the difference making? What was the thing which made a difference is a comma. This small comma made a sentence to go a brutally very wild from a very generous way of greeting your mother, inviting into dinner. So understand the point how important a punctuation can be in your whole writing essay. Secondly, sentence structure. Sentence structure gives the thoughts a proper stage, I guess, a proper level where they can rely on and where they can firmly be placed so that others who are reading it know that where you are taking them. Because most of the times, what happens that if a writer is writing something without a sentence structure, if the writer is writing something without a sentence structure, many a times the writer tend to deviate or confuse or make the reader lose the interest on its writing. Why? Because it's not properly structured, it's not properly formed. If I want to tell you something about chronology, like if I am now at an age and now if I'm talking about my childhood, I'll be not talking about 2 years back. Right? I will be not be talking about 2 years back. I'll not be talking about 5 years back. I'll not be talking about 6 years, 7 years, 8 years back. I'll be talking about my childhood, actual childhood, when I was age of 2, 3, 5, 6. That's all. 7. That's all. 8, 9, 10. I'm pretty old. Gone, big boy, big boy. So sentence structure, sentence formation is important. Just an example, because there are millions of examples which can be pondered, which can be noticed, learned. But every time you come across something like this, you make sure that you do not get trapped in these three. Because my friends, if you get trapped in these three, there is no there is no sense of mercy which will be shown to you, because these are essentials of writing and many students don't even understand where they lost the marks, right? So grammar, punctuations, sentence structure are the three things which is very very important, and you need to have this honed up. You need to have this. There is no confusion. There should be no confusion. There should be no doubt. There should be no ways that you can, easily say that yes, no, I can ignore one, I can go with two. My grammar is thoda sa weak. I will go with punctuation systems, and there is no options which is given to you. These are essentials, right? You need one of us, you need two, all three of us. All right, let's move on and talk about importance of spelling and formatting. Students who have joined today's class, can I have a quick question and answer that if the first thing you see in the slide, what is the mistake you can see, or what did you notice in the whole slide? If I'll be the one, I'll be noticing these things. I'll be coming in and say communication spelling. Hey, Uday, you don't even know the spelling of communication, and that's bad, right? So the first thing you will ever notice is the spelling of communication. That something is wrong. At the first peek, you might be not be noticing that okay, this is the mistake which I want to ponder. This is the mistake which I want to convey. But something is wrong here. The next thing you will notice, hey, listen, I understand you don't know the meaning of communication, but at least you should be knowing one, two, three, four. So don't make this mistake again because this is two and this is three. This is how the serial goes. Now, why it is so important for you to understand this? Importance of spelling and formatting is something that actually a painting a red target on you and telling examiner don't look at it closely eyes. And if you are literally thinking that if you make mistakes in spelling and formatting and expect the examiner not to look at that, it is as easy as you have identified these two mistakes in the slide at one go. Because they are their job. That's their job. Their job is to find some mistakes. They are examiners, they are experts in this. They can't be leaving anything behind. If it is so, that's luck. That's we are not talking about that. But communication, if the spelling is wrong, if you have written like this, and sometimes you might repeat it one or two times. One time they might understand, yes, it is understandable. It is not changing the meaning of the sentence. It is not changing the format. It is not changing the context of the sentence or the whole passage or the meaning. One time is fine. If you repeat it, if not, they will feel that, okay, that point fine. Direct some marks. It's a repeating spelling mistake. Same thing might be happen for formatting. And in the case of formatting, why I'm saying it so constructively or so focusedly in this, many students do this mistake of formatting because in writing we have a specific format to follow. And when I say we have a specific format to follow, we have a proper way of arranging our thoughts. And in that way only we can comply everything at once and say, yes, we have done a lot and everything excuse me, and we have done a lot and everything, completely checked up all of it, right? And why this important of spelling and communication formatting? Because communication will be hampered, right? The way you want to communicate with the people, the way you want to communicate with others might be hampered, might be that bridge might be dangled, toppled, broken. Comprehension. There might be a lack of comprehension, which means what is comprehension? Comprehension means understanding what is written there. There might be lack of comprehension done by the readers because you have made a lot of spelling mistakes and that is actually disturbing for readers. And formatting, they can't arrange the thoughts properly. Spell check might fail because there is no spell checks in the examination. While you're writing in the examination, you will be writing in pen and paper, or rather, if you're selecting computer-based examination, you will be writing in your system. But that system will not be having any kind of spell check software installed, or will be helping you in your area or your space where you will be writing. So you're all alone. So at this point is mainly for the professionals who are working in an IT company or many other companies whose job are to continuously work on their systems, projects, and mail clients, mail their team, mail about progression. They use a lot of mail and they don't have time to sit back and relax and check for all the grammars and spelling because a lot of work. I'm not blaming you, but if you're trying to prepare yourself for IELTS, if you are in the urge of preparing yourself for IELTS, I request you to turn that off at least for a month. The moment you will, turn that off, until the moment you will turn that off, you will never know how much you can at least identify your own mistakes. Because sometimes what might happen, you might be knowing that spelling that this is communication or this is there should be comma, there should be different there, not there, THEIR or THERE, which there should be. You might be knowing that, but sometimes what happened due to this spell check, which was helping you every time, you might be going unnoticed. You might be going like, okay, fine, I will be not so uh, interested in this, but I'll be back, right? So don't do that. So spell checks might fail. Don't rely on them. Excuse me. If you are very, very um, habituated about it, if you're very, very used to about it, just try to decrease that habit. Just try to decrease the habituations of yours. Right? But at the end, this is the most important part. This is the most important point to be wanted to be understood. It's all about you, my friends. Nothing is there where you can say, okay, fine, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I'll be seeing about it, looking forward to it, and this and that. No, 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 no. This is all about you. This is your impression which you're going to make on the readers. I'm not only talking about IELTS. If I write a letter and don't use any kind of spell check, I rely on my communication and rely on myself because the reader will know that this letter is from Uday. And if I make such spelling mistakes and formatting mistakes in the letter, it's all about me. That letter is not something. He will not be caring about English. Oh my God, nowadays English has been so poor. Or oh my God, the people of this place. Or oh my God, the people of world nowadays. No, 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 no. He will be thinking just like, oh, yeah, oh, he's English. And he's making a lot of money. He doesn't know English so much. So it's all about you, it's your impression, and once you fall into the wrong zone of impression of examiner, you are in a trouble, my friends. Right? So because why I'm saying it, why I am pondering in a very, very deeper and very, very small things in the writing, because there is no right answers in writing. There is no sample answers in writing. There is no right answer. There is no correct answer in writing. Every answer is right until unless you comply with all the rules and regulations. To know the rules and regulations is important because we know how to write English. We have been learning from our school days. We know ABCD, we know how to form sentences, we know how to do English. But what is their expectations? What is the field of parameters, or what are the ways they are there, sitting there, waiting for us to answer and waiting for us to, you know, come into those zones where they can score you. And if you don't perform well in those zones, they will surely have no choice left rather than decreasing your score. So, is there any doubts? Is there any questions? We'll take some quick questions. We'll quick chats. All right, let's move forward. And these are some basic skills to hone, my friends. These are some skills which is totally required for a IELTS preparer or IELTS aspirant. And this is mandatory. This you have to know. There is no other go. There is no other way that you can ignore these skills and go forward and prepare for IELTS question papers. You just can't take any question paper out and start writing about it and say that I'm preparing for IELTS for the past 10 days. See, before you solve any papers, to all the students out there, to all who are aspirants to listening to this audio, before you solve any paper, right? If you take out any paper and start solving it, before you do that, try to understand, excuse me, try to understand, you need to know what you are exactly going to do. And for many students, this is absent. For many students, this is absent. This is totally absent. And they don't rely on what to learn rather than to solve first. If you tend to solve, if you are only focused on solving the problem and you will never learn how to, you will always land in some trouble and face the same difficulty or face the same scores you have been getting along. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is whenever you try to prepare for something, at least know how to. And when you start to know how to, you'll always see that yes, you are now a better approacher towards that problem. You are not the same approacher as always. You're not the same way that you have been looking for the problems as always. You are having a better approach now. So, no doubts, right? So let's start this. The first thing you need to understand that reading comprehension is the basic skill to hone. The first thing is reading comprehension. What is the basic skill of reading comprehension? What is basic? What is reading comprehension? Reading comprehension is you comprehending the reading passage. And when I say you comprehending the reading passage, I mean you understanding. You understanding first the reading part. Now we are talking about in writing. We are talking all about how to write. Basically, before that, before we start to write, we need to understand how a reader thinks. If you are a reader reading about deforestation, what will be your expectations on that? What will be your comprehension on that? What will you know what to do in your writing? You'll automatically understand, okay, these are the things I need to do. And if you really get it, if you really understand, okay, these are the things which I need to do, and these are the reading comprehensions, you are well ready to start your writing. That's a skill. It's not something which you can just have a mindset about. That's a skill. The more and more you read, the more and more the ideas you will be getting to implement. And the moment you understand it, the moment you feel that yes, I am in a stage, I am in a perspective that I understand the reader's point of view. If this is a topic, I understand what the reader is going to expect from me or any kind of a writer. I am there to give it all which a reader is needing to be. Right? So this is a very important topic. This is a very important point that one has to understand. Next point. Many students have a habit or have a thought or have a practice or we can say a myth telling us that is handwriting is mandatory, is handwriting is important. Because I have left my college way back and it's been around 5 years in my work. I have never picked up a pen or pencil. I don't know how to write. I am not comfortable about it. And is it necessary? Will they be doing and looking at handwriting? My friends, yes, handwriting is actually the basic element of writing. You cannot communicate good in a healthy manner. You cannot communicate all your heart out until unless you have a good handwriting. Your handwriting is nothing but it's just a cream, it's just a topping, it's just a dressing over your food. Even before, understand this, even before you eat your food, what you will see. Answer this question to me. Or don't answer this question to me, answer this to yourself. When the waiter or waitress is coming with along with the food, the moment he places you the food in the table, what did you see? What you actually see at the first moment? The dressing, food dressing. If he just splatters the biryani all over and the plate and gives you, he pours all some everything on the top and serves you as if in one plate, and that tastes amazing. But will you be at first sight be very very happy about it? Looking at that, you'll be like, okay, but can you have a very proper presentation about it? Because I don't like the food is being how the food is being served here. That will be your complaint. And that's very valid. I agree with you. I totally agree. I totally support you. And that's how the handwriting is. You, before even somebody reads it, before even somebody reads it, or somebody goes ahead and somebody actually experiences your content, they will just see. They'll just see. Um, so poor handwriting. It might be, it might be the content might be the poor also. I'll read it. Okay, I didn't understand this word. I don't know. Um, okay, it might like because it's very very tedious. It's very very tiring. It's very very a lot of efforts to be placed, and I don't want to be that worried about it now right now. So I don't want to waste my time. This is not my point of opinion. This will be all of yours when you will be reading bad handwriting content. You will not be very very willing to put an effort to understand it. Because that's not what readers are going to do. That's not a reader's responsibility to pick up. So everybody who are out there thinking that still having a dilemma that is handwriting is important or not. Yes, my friends, handwriting is very important. And that's the dressing which will attract the reader to come into your content and at least spend some time over it and look at it and say that yes, handwriting is also good. Might be the content he might be a bit of a weak, but I read it. I read it completely and understood what Uday has to write. What is his feeling? I completely understand. And once I understand that, once I totally get that, it's something which you can say that yes, I am owned a skill towards right, and that's a basic skill we are talking about. The next part is very interesting. I personally love this part. Content knowledge. Why content knowledge is important or why it is so necessary or a skill to be honed? That's the question here. Content knowledge is something that it is backbone of yours. If I say, can you please write something about how this economy of India has been from past decade? I'll give you 20 minutes and you have to write around 200 words. The time is sufficient. The number of words are not so big. The number of words are not so much. But what's the problem here? Is I don't know how the economy of India has been for like past 10 years. I lack the content knowledge, and you be the judges, you be the jury, you be the examiner, you tell me whatever I will write out for the next 20 minutes, will that be a good content or a bad content? Will that be a very effective and efficient and reach out content to a large number of audience or to a large number of group, and they will get impressed and share and comment and make everybody read that yes, this article is the one which will exactly tell you how was the company, how was the growth, how was it, and how was it done. That content will not be that. That content will be just some words scattered around, some knowledge which is pushed in, some knowledge which is made out, some knowledge which is fake, some knowledge which is illogical, some knowledge which is very, very false, and filled with 200 words, repeated with same phrases, repeated with same content, and the reader will be very, very disappointed. And if this reader is an examiner of 5 years, you will be disappointed. Right. So content knowledge is important, and you might ask that how can I develop content knowledge, because I don't know what the question might be asked in the IELTS. IELTS has a very very good habit. They don't ask anything which is currently happening. And when I say it is currently happening, I'm talking about 3 days. That's the current situation. 3 days. So it's currently happening. More than things, news, more than older than a month, you can expect a topic. Surely you can expect a topic more than a month old, more than 2 months old, or not older than 2 years to 5 years. What's more important is for you how you are going to prepare for your content. What are you going to do? What are you going to pound on to prepare for your content? So one thing you are going to prepare for the content is to read newspapers. Yes, you're going to read a lot of newspapers, share your knowledge, improve your knowledge, improvise your content, and slowly, slowly you will feel, slowly you will think, slowly you will experience that yes, you are growing with the content knowledge, and whatever the topic is, relevant or irrelevant, or you can join or you can deviate it again, get back to the topic. You have a strong area now. You have a strong feel inside you that yes, I can dominate the topic because I have adequate knowledge about it. The next point is editing skill. Editing skill is nothing but it's a basic skill where you will find your own mistakes, not others, your own mistakes. And that's why I want you to switch off, turn off your auto editing softwares or editing utilities, right? Because if you don't have your editing skill with you, even though you know this is wrong, but you will never know what will be the right answer. Or even worse, you will never know where will be the mistake of. You know something is wrong, but you will never know where. You know something is not right in this whole picture, but you will not know where, or more worse, you will never know is there anything mistake? Perfect, this is very good, this is very nice. Is there any mistake over there? No. This is a masterpiece. So if you have this kind of approach, your editing skill will be zero. And if it is zero, your editing skill has somebody else will be using their editing skill to decrease your marks. And you know what I mean. So basically improve your editing skills. And next point is rules and regulations. In writing also there are some rules and regulations, and some rules and regulations are very very simple. Rules and regulations are: task 1 should be of 150 words, task 2 should be of 250 words, task 1 should be completed in 20 minutes, and task 2 should be completed in rest of the minutes are 40 minutes. Whole of it is 60 minutes, that is equal to 1 hour. This is the rules and regulations. If you exceed 150 plus words, you are breaking the rule. If you exceed 250 plus words, you are breaking the rule. If you are taking more time than 20 minutes, actually you are breaking the rule for your own bad, right? Because there is no timer separately for task 1 and task 2, but you are actually consuming the task 2 time which is there for you. You are not doing anything bad for any other person, but for yourself, right? And if you don't able to complete, if you're not able to complete well within 1 hour, 60 minutes, again it's your bad. So comply on the rules and regulations, automatically the time management will happen. Time management, you don't need to do separately. You don't need to focus on time management, very, very separately. Let's say, don't need to do that. Comply on rules and regulation, automatically you will see that you are also able to comply the time management. IELTS writing skills required. So this is a very, very quick glance over the part of speech, because there are some parts of speech which is very, very important for one to understand and one to know. Number one, noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, intersection. These are the parts of speech. And if you are wondering about what why it's called a part of speech, first let's understand what is speech. Speech is what I'm talking to. It's my communication. It's my using the language. It's my application of the language. If the English is a language, I can use English as to write, to speak, to read, to listen. Part of speech are basically for speaking and writing, which we are producing actually. We are actually the sole owners of our speech and our writing. But it is very important for you to understand the parts of speech when you write it, because that's how you are inking it. You are making it permanent. Now, I have written this here, like 150, it's permanent. It's ink, I inked it. And if I make any mistake here, it's sad. So, the parts of speech which is there are noun, pronoun, word, and these are eight parts of speech which combinedly, these are the small atoms, small cells of any speech which combine together to form a speech in a proper way, to form a speech in a very proper oriented ways. Right? So let's understand this quickly. Excuse me, guys. So now, first thing is noun. What is noun? Anything, name, place, thing, or life form. Example: the dog barked, the cat jumped. The subject is here is dog and cat, and these are life forms. The name of the dog can be also be a noun. The anything place dog jumped in the canal can be a noun. So any place, name, things life form can be a noun. What is pronoun? Anything which can replace a noun can be pronoun. Simple as that. Yes. If I say Maria, Sophia, Lufia, Lucy, and I work together, or else we can say we work together. It is beautiful. The vase which is there in the top right corner of your table in purple color is beautiful, or I can just point it out and say it is beautiful. Basically, in place of noun, when pronouns are used, when any word are used, that's called pronoun. Next, verb. Verb are just action words. Yes, verbs are all action words or the state of being. Okay? And say, for example, there is a word called the aeroplane flew away or the mother cooked the food. Aeroplane flew away. Aeroplane is doing what? It's flying. It flew away. The flew. It's an action, and that makes it a verb. Mother cooked the food. Mother did what? She was cooking the food. Cooking is an action point, and that makes it a verb. Adjective, which describes or modifies noun or pronoun. She wore a beautiful dress. What dress she wore and how was it? Beautiful. It's describing a noun. The pot is breakable. How is it? It's breakable. Modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. That is adverbs. The dog barked. Till now it's okay, but how loudly? It is actually modifying the verb. Barking is a verb. Hugging is a verb. But how to be elaborating it more is adverb. Adding a very different notion and a meaning and a whole lot of dimension to the verb is called adverb. She hugged her mom. tightly, sideways. So whatever there is a more description of the verb which is available, those all are adverb. Prepositions. So favorite relationship between noun or a pronoun with another word. The dog sat beside the table. If there is a table, if there is a dog, right? The dog is sitting beside the table. The dog or the cat is sitting on the table. So everything which is there in, on, at, that, beside, so everything is that as used as prepositions to describe the relationship between the noun to other words. The cat jumped over the wall. It means the cat crossed the wall. To describe a cat crossed past the wall, they're using the word over the wall. Okay. Yes. Conjunction joins two or more words or phrases. This sentence can be written as Sam loves his mother, full stop. Sam loves his father, full stop, which makes it two sentences. I can cut it down to one sentence using a simple word called and, which is a conjunction. Sam loves his mother and father. The lion sat, full stop. The lion waited for the prey, full stop. These two only can be connected at one by using a simple word called and. The lion sat and waited for the prey. And again, this is conjunction. Interjunctions. Wow! Amazing! Oh my god! Everything which has an exclamation mark, everything which has a proper points of exclamation, these all are uh, fab words. These all are emotions you show. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm too tired. To express your emotions totally, to express your emotions on point so that the listener can understand. I'm speaking to you. These all things has to be there in written. So if the reader is reading, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I understand that reader, the writer was happy at that moment. He wants to share his happiness. That's where the point where I'll be getting that out. Yes, this is the point of happiness he is showing, right? So these are the parts of speech where everything you need to understand, everything you need to know. Now, there are some skills for IELTS. Always make an outline before you write. Be simple and best. Focus on quality, not quantity. Time management should be there. Lexical writing should be there. Keep up the connection. Word count matters. There is also the patterns of question, which is task 1 and 2 of academic writing, format of it, task 2 format of it, general writing task 1 and 2, and that ends the class. And why? Because its time is going to be over. And basically, there might be, and there will be actually, to be very assured, a second part of it. So, what to do? How to get it to be done and followed up? Simple. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to this Unacademy channel, and click on the bell icon. So every new video which is there, and also follow your educators. Follow your educators, and this is an Academy link where you can directly go and follow me personally, and you can witness all my courses, all my teachings, and that teachings, that courses will be a very proper arranged one, very proper organized one, very properly planned one, so you can easily get that help to help yourself to score a very great band. So basically, you need to do two things. One, go hit this URL now. Copy this URL, hit this URL, and you can easily follow your educators. Secondly, subscribe to this Unacademy channel and click on the bell icon and like this video, share this video, and also be well ready whenever the classes are. Schedule yourself so that you can be on time and attend and ask a lot. And it can be very interactive. Use this platform to be more of an interactive session rather than just a one-way traffic or one-way communication. And also, if you want to be a plus subscriber, if you want to be a plus user of it, you want to experience everything totally, you want to access all of my content, all of my teachings, all of my courses, which is properly placed like around 30 hours, 60 hours training are there, which is all available in an academy platform. You want to be a plus educator? Yes, you can surely go to unacademy.com and choose your month of subscriptions and choose your plan and get it enrolled. And there is some surprise. There is some gift I want to give it to you. This is a referral code which you can use. This is a referral code which you can use and get a 10% discount on any kind of subscription. That's right. You can get a 10% off on all kind of subscription. That is FLIEGEINTERNATIONAL hyphen 1597. Hit this as a coupon code and you will be 10% off. So, thank you so much for anyone for joining this class. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. This is Uday Shankar signing off. Bye bye.